What up? A lot of people have been wanting to make some of these and wanting me to show how to make some of these. So I'm tired of making them, and yeah, so I'm just gonna show you how, so I don't have to make them for people anymore. And these things come in handy big time because a lot of people do use toothpicks to paint, but if you're doing this for so long, you're going to go through so many toothpicks because you're going to be busy concentrating on whatever you're painting, and it's either going to snap, or your fingers are going to lock up, or your hands are going to shake because you're concentrating so hard. So boom. Now let's show you guys how to finally make one of these. Alright, so what you'll need is a mechanical pencil, but you need one like this. Don't get one of these, okay? The heads are too small, and if you get one of these and the plastic is like clear on here like this one is, it's more than likely just gonna snap off as soon as you try to like shape it. So sorry guys, the camera was falling. I have this thing sitting on a trash can, not like a real trash can, but like one of my kids' Ninja Turtle trash cans. Anyway, you don't want one like this. You want one like this. Okay, let's show you how to make this shit. Now you're gonna want to take the tip of this right here and cut that off. Okay, and how you're gonna do that is either take some of these. I stole these from my wife. I don't know what the hell they're called, but you can use fingernail clippers too. I got these because they look cool. But you can go the old-fashioned way. You will need this regardless, but you can go the old-fashioned way and just pop that shit off, or you can do it right here, which if you use needle nose pliers with the wire cutters right here, you're more than likely, your chances of snapping the plastic is a lot greater than actually either clipping it with fingernail clippers or whatever the hell these things are called. Now I'll talk about these in a second. So let's go ahead and clip this off at the seam, only at the seam, right where it starts to get fatter, because there's skinny part and then there's a seam. This shit, if it'll work, I don't even know if these things are sharp. Oh yeah, they're sharp as shit. Alright, so you're gonna want to carefully, don't put too much pressure on them, on whatever you're using to do this. So you're going to carefully hold these in place and twist. You're going to want to, don't go any lower because you won't be able to fit a toothpick in there. It'll be too wide and it'll screw up. So cut it right there at the seam. And you hold it tightly with whatever you got to cut it and twist the mechanical pencil. Be careful. Okay, so what you're doing is just making a deeper seam so the top will come off easily and you'll still have a hole in the middle. Now, clip off the remnants of the plastic. Check the hole, make sure it's big enough. Let me see, you need one of these to test it. So pop that in there. Well, let's do the front of it first, see if it's wide enough for the tip of it. And it is. So if you want to, you can just twist this to make the hole bigger, but if you do it too much, this is gonna pop off. So what I do, and your toothpick will end up snapping, and that'll screw the whole process up. So get something about the same size as the tip of a toothpick, if this will focus. like that. See, it's about the same size, but it has to be harder than a toothpick so it doesn't snap when you're forming the when you're sizing the hole a little bigger. Now you stick that in there and you twist it again. Now, the more you push, it should just pop in there like that. Okay, you see that? Now, you need this to cut the remnants off, but you don't cut them, you shave. Shave like that. Okay. Alright. Now, after you got that, stick the tip of this. Be careful, because you will cut the shit out of yourself. Right in here, make these wider. Make these little cuts right here wider. Just a little bit, not too hard. Don't push hard with this because you will slip and cut your finger off. So, just a little bit. Okay, see, that one's already too far, but it'll, let me see. It should still work. If you can see, I don't know if you can. Focus, you fucker. Focus. There we go. Alright, so now that you've put little tiny cuts right here, made these wider, you got to get off the remnants of the plastic first before you do that. But now that you've made, it's almost like a cross shape should already be in there, but you want to make them just a little bit longer so they go right here so you can size it up perfectly with a toothpick. But now you want to stick the tip of whatever you have sharp to cut this, to shave off the remnants, and you want to twist it very, very carefully. If you're not careful, you will pop off one of the cuts you made. Just very carefully pop it in there and twist so it shaves off the inside, all the extra plastic dust, whatever. Remember, please be careful with this, and you don't need to bear down hard at all with this in any part of this process. Very careful with this thing. Very, very careful. So, I'm thinking it's probably good enough. It should be. Let me see. Yeah, what do you think? It's probably good enough. It's wider now. So, let's stick a toothpick in there to see if that shit'll fit. Now we can try the tip, well, not the tip, but the part you cut it off at. I usually only use maybe like a half an inch to an inch of the toothpick, because the wider you get, yeah, and the longer it is, it'll be shit. So about an inch or a half an inch to an inch. Oh shit, well, you gotta size it a little more. Okay. Okay, do you guys see that? These cuts? I don't know if you can see them on there, but okay, so now form it, push a little bit, not hard, just a little bit. You see it going down in there? Okay, boom. Now it's ready. It should be. It better be. It better be ready. So, try to put that in there. Carefully twist. Please work. Come on. You may have to do this a few times to size it perfectly, just depending on how much of the toothpick you actually need, but yeah, so just as many times as you need to size it, do it with this. Just be careful. Don't push way too far, because then you'll just have a big ass hole in your pick pin and it'll be shit. So now let's see if it'll work finally. Pop it down in there, hold the toothpick, or hold the point of it, twist the pin, hold the pin, hold the pick, hold the toothpick, twist the pin. So it creates the perfect size for an actual toothpick to stay and for you to paint. And boom, there you go. Now I will show you how to use this real quick, and you can use tape if you want to wrap around here just to make the hole tighter, but you need to, if you do use tape, wrap it while the toothpick is in there so it stays that size, so it doesn't close any tighter. But I always do this because it closes it to just the right amount of space it needs, and the tape is good for gripping if you're painting something small. So let me show you what you can do with it. Alright, so we got an old Seamus right here. He's white as shit, so that's why I picked him. And we got a water bottle cap with purple paint, and it came from this guy, which this is what I use most of the time now, and it works perfectly if you have a good sealer. So let's put this right here so it props it up. Take your pen, stick it right there, twist it so it gets it on there. You see that? Alright, now. And that's how you do it. Peace.